Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Amanta Annajma Khaularahma. I'm from English Education Department, and in this video, I will review 10 articles. So guys, don't need to wait again. Happy for waiting. Now, alright guys, we in the first article, the title is Web-based language learning benefits for enhancing EFL learner speaking skill. The content is review empirical studies using web-based language learning or WBLL to enhance EFL learner speaking skill. Highlight WBLL benefits in increasing motivation and alleviating speaking anxiety in interactive learning environment outside the classroom. The method the article used is qualitative descriptive with a library research approach. The main argument is limited in-depth research on VBLL impact on language skill, especially oral performance, despite many studies on Web 2.0 technology. The benefit is provides valuable introduction to VBLL application in language learning, then aim at teachers, educators, and EFL learners for improving communicative competence and overcoming self-confidence. The strength is really relevant for future teachers and English learners. Clear narrative description presented by the author. The weakness is absence of visual result like table, image, graph, and also the title article 2 is a study of student perception identifying EFL learner problem in speaking skill. The content is focused on student perception to identify problem and solution for EFL learner in speaking skill. The common problem is lack of confidence, limited vocabulary, fear, and etc. The method used this article is qualitative case study. The conclusion, students face obstacle leading to the lack of participation, prefer mother tongue, and need more correct and frequent practice. The benefit is really useful for teacher and student as EFL learner to hone speaking skill. And the strength is have 4 table illustrate outcome of inhibition, nothing to say, low participation, and motor tongue use. Table effectively depicts analysis outcome and aid reader understanding. But the weakness is study conducted only at Universitas Singapura Bangsa in Karawang, limiting generalizability. Few special features beyond the 4 tables. The title article number 3 is Exploring the Significance of Speaking Skill for EFL Learner. The content highlights the significance of speaking skill for EFL learner. Explain effective method and technique to enhance EFL learner speaking skill. The main arguments say effective communication requires good speaking skill, articulation of thoughts, feeling, intention is central or effective interaction. The conclusion, listening is the most important skill. Teachers should provide meaningful activities to develop speaking skill and foster self-confidence. The benefits highly relevant for prospective teacher of AFL learner, especially those focusing on speaking skill development. The strength included 4 figures illustration for English language skill, importance of speaking skill, 3 kinds of speaking situation, and interactive speaking situation. The weakness is lack of clear explanation of the method used, and also confusing figure numbering. Alright, the article number 4 is the content about investigate effect of online reading strategies used by lower secondary students on reading comprehension. The article used the method qualitative online questionnaire with 4, 5, 27 participants that analyzed using 3 different methods. The conclusion, student attitude toward language learning play important role, especially through online reading strategies. These strategies significantly improve reading comprehension and more favored by students. The benefits is really for language teacher to help students improve reading comprehension and also helps individual in reading related jobs work more effectively. The strength is include useful diagram, figure 1 until 6, with the categories research model, work map, item characteristic, curve, convert model, item map, and test character. And also the feature table 1 and 5. The weakness study conducted only in Hungary, making its scope relatively narrow. Use of online survey for data collection may introduce potential bias. The title article number 5 is The Effect of Interactive Reading Aloud and Student Reading Comprehension, Reading Motivation, and Reading Fluency. The content is examining the effect of interactive reading aloud or ERA lesson on student reading comprehension. The article argued that ERA practice improves student in reading comprehension, motivation, and fluency skill independently on the practitioner. The method used 2.2 mixed experimental design. The conclusion: ERA practice significantly improves reading comprehension, motivation, and fluency in second-grade elementary students, regardless of who delivered the instruction. The benefit is really intended for language-focused students and useful for the author to apply this method to students or maybe future children become familiar with ERA strategies. This strength include many tables explaining ERA experimental, uncover result, and also word reconnect and prosodic score. The weakness is just focus on specific content or Turkish public school. This is a limit reference to Asian country due to student differences. Alright, the title Article 6 is the effect of parent-involved reading activity on primary school student reading comprehension skill, reading motivation, and attitude toward the reading. The content showed the effect of parent-involved reading activity on elementary fourth grade reading comprehension, motivation, and attitude toward reading. The article believes parent-involved reading activity have positive effect on students' reading comprehension. The conclusion: parent-involved reading activity have a significant positive impact on students. The benefit is intended for parents who want to encourage children to learn English and for teachers as second parents. The strength is have special features like diagram, describe abstract model, conceptual framework, pre-test and post-test, and also activity development process, and include a table explaining research results at each stage. The weakness is study period limited to 8 weeks, potentially leading to change after the periods due to lack of intensity. The seventh article, the title is The Value of Listening and Listening for Value in Conservation. The content is argue that listening is a pervasive and significant act in conservation research and practice, vital for its achieving conservation agenda, particularly for being outward-looking and inclusive, present a conceptual framework. But in this article, not have empirical research, just discusses listening role in executive conversation model. The conclusion is listening is extremely important in conservation practice and determines the effectiveness of conservation goal, especially in terms of inclusiveness and responsiveness. The benefit is really aimed at people who enjoy communicating for more than just chatting, and at the teacher for discussion during lesson, and very useful for the author in understanding through listening to improve interaction quality. The strength is one feature explains listening as part of a web of relationship between people and nature. The weakness is absence of other special feature and focuses only on narrative or previous quotation, making it less valid due to the repetitive discussion. The title article A is the impact of text-based language teaching on English speaking proficiency. The content article examining the effectiveness of text-based language teaching or TBLT in enhancing student speaking skill. They argue that pre-test and post-test data show significant improvement, affirming TBLT as an effective method. The methodology is quantitative, involving objective data collection and statistical analysis to test hypotheses. The conclusion: student ability improve with the TBLT learning method, with the benefit aimed at English tutor, EFL teacher, education research, and public speaking instructor. This is very helpful for the author in determining appropriate teaching method for speaking, as research shows TBLT effectiveness. This strength is really rich table that tables are very helpful for research in understanding research results consequently. The weakness is research conducted only at SMP Tridharma Palembang, limiting generalizability. My article is teaching implicated through video edited clips in ESL listening classes. The content is aimed to report on teaching pragmatic competence to enhance student listening comprehension. Focuses on how conversational implicator is taught in listening classes using short video clips from English medium movie. This article argued that incorporating pragmatic in FL instruction, particularly listening classes, is imperative as pragmatic deal with the language used in the context. This is a theoretical reference-based writing, not empirical research. This uses previous literature and cite studies. The benefit from article is aimed at ESL teacher seeking innovative way to teach pragmatic or listening, and also used to curriculum designer or educator. This article very useful for the author in the designing teaching activities with films to create more interesting and contextual learning environment and improve listening skill. The strength is supplemented with many literature citation and 3 table explaining material, and also a table compare concept for easy understanding of differences. The weakness is method used by the author is not found or explicitly stated. Alright, we in the last the article have the content that the purpose of the content is solve student problem improving listening comprehension like specific information and etc. and argue biography movies can improve listening comprehension for 11th grade student at SMA Mujahideen Pontianak. The main topic is classroom action research. The conclusion, using film as teaching media greatly interests students. Teacher must use film with appropriate speaking speed and adapt biographical films to the curriculum. The benefits really target teacher integrating listening method with biographical film and student interested in history. The strength is well supported by strong citation and 7 detailed table. Table clearly outline research, stage, and categorization, aiding understanding of study progression and finding. The weakness is research states only at Mujahideen High School in Pontianak, requiring further observation to strengthen results. Slide I will show relationship within the article. In here I have 4 points. The first point is problem identification and solution. Article 2 identifies common speaking problem. The solution offered by technology and in Article 1, Article 9, and 10 with the pedagogy in Article 8, Article 3 with environmental support in Article 6, Article 7. And the point number 2 is speaking and listening complementary. Under Article 3 emphasizes listening as foundational for speaking. Article 9 and 10 focus on improving listening via visual media, implicitly supporting speaking skill. Article 1 specially mentions VBLL benefit for speaking. The point number 3 is role of strategies and environment. Article 4 and Article 5 highlight specific strategy importance for reading. Article 6 extends this to the home environment with parent involvement. And point number 4 is research limitation and generalizability. Many articles like 2, 4, 5, 8, 10 acknowledge limited generalizability due to the narrow research scope. The example, single institution or region. Alright guys, it's done. Thank you for watching my video and I really apologize for my mistake. I think it's enough guys. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and happy watching.